I was feeling a bit nostalgic and decided to take a little peek at my old PS2 collection, the console that I spent many of my life playing on, that I spent my childhood on, when a weird reminder popped into my head that I ended up having a copy of Jumper Griffin's Story by, yep, you probably guessed it, yep, by Brash Entertainment. Oh boy, I actually owned a lot of their games. I owned this, and I also had Alvin and the Chipmunks on PS2, which I lost due to time, cannot find it anymore. But it made me feel a bit nostalgic, and once I remembered my joy for mini research documentaries on YouTube of people covering such things as, the downfall of Channel Loss and the downfall of Bottle Rocket and stuff like that, or the many, many great videos of what happened and Unseen 64, I decided, you know what, let's try it out. I got a bit curious because I went online and saw that there isn't any pure documentaries on Brash Entertainment. So this is my attempt at doing a little documentary for you guys. So let's jump in. This is the story and fall of Brash Entertainment. My very first mini documentary about the story of these guys and how they fell with a bit of a more in-depth look. So, I hope you guys enjoy. This project took a long while to get done because it's much more bigger and requires more research than my regular episodes. So, I hope this little side project is something you guys enjoy, and let's dive in. But first, before we start today's mini documentary on the story and sadly downfall of Brash Entertainment, a quick sponsorship for a new project we're doing. Me and my buds, such as Stingray, see him on Twitch, and my buddy Blank, we have recently decided to do a project together called TheChillCouch. Link will be in the description below to check it out. Check it out. It's just us three guys just hanging out, playing video games, cracking jokes, telling stories. It's a side project made just for us to relax and game and just chill out on a couch. So make sure you take a look at our project together, Chill Couch. Link will be in the description, and I hope to see you guys there. There will be new videos there every single week. So make sure you pop in there. And now time to move on to the documentary. Brash was founded by some Hollywood executives and investors drawn in large part from the entertainment biz. They have had lots of success, and these guys were Burt Ellis, Nicholas Langano, Mitch Davis, and were led by legendary picture topper himself, Thomas Tull. These men came together with an idea. Hey, why not use our pull and success with films in Hollywood with gaming? With the plan on developing compelling, high-quality games based on theatrical and entertainment properties. By collaborating closely with top creative talent from both Hollywood and the game industry, it sounded real good on paper, so good that they were able to get many investors to toss cash in on this and get them to launch their new company with a big $400 million investment. So, on the year 2007, they got up and running set on their new idea, this brand new endeavor of theirs, Brash Entertainment. This should be a smash hit, right? Sadly, it almost immediately started to go downhill from there, due to a lot of factors actually. The first was a lack of experience among company leaders. The CEO, Mitch Davis, had never worked for a video game publisher, and no other members of the board of directors had any video game industry experience. And to make things worse, frequent conflict and lack of communication among the senior executives who served just below Davis and Langelo all the time. While most were experienced, many didn't get along and rarely worked cooperatively. And on top of that, Davis spent most of his time away in New York, leaving other things to just run themselves by whoever could day to day, which did not help matters. It became a total toss-up of the founders just randomly switching roles and from time to time fighting over the direction of the company, which created such a lack of focus, where they basically stumbled between March and August. But sadly, those were not the only problems Brash faced, as they were about to mess up on the decision-making side of things as well. When it finally came time to get some games signed for production, Brash had their eyes set on Fox and Warner Brothers. For the Fox side, they really wanted their hands on a Night at the Museum 2 video game, but Fox made them agree to an ill-considered deal where they would have to first make games on their lower titles, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Jumper, and Space Chimps, etc. In less than a year, no doubt, they would have to get these games done in also only a year. And sadly, they agreed without knowing one important fact. The latter two of these films were going to be major bombs. And on top of that, the games made of them were also low quality, which just harmed Brash's reputation with partners, the press, IGN, and the like, their own consumers that, need to buy the games for them to make money, and sadly also made a huge blow to employee morale within their own company. For the Warner Brothers side, they originally had Warner Brothers distributing their video games, hoping that with time they would be allowed to get Warner Brothers DC brand for future video game projects. But after a failed Superman game deal with Factor 5 and another failed Flash game project with Bottle Rocket Entertainment, you could check out these videos right here by Unseen64. Really good videos that get to the point of those games. Conflicts with Warner Brothers just arose and had Brash, by the summer end of that year, end its deal with Warner Brothers and stated that they were going to start building its own distribution operation, which ended up being a huge waste of resources at a financially critical time for Brash, which just made things harder for the following year. No joke, one note that was found, it was found later that one of the reasons found for why the deal with Fox was even agreed to was because Brash was projecting their sales on the Space Chimps video game, assuming that the film would gross $150 million or more, similar to their past projects such as Blue Sky's Ice Age and Horton Hears a Who. But Brash executives were apparently completely unaware that the film wasn't made by Fox Animation or Blue Sky, and Fox was only distributing Space Chimps. It wasn't their brand or their project. So yeah, not a smart move. Should have just done a little more research there, Brash. Now, we're going to take a quick break here. Before we get to the downfall of Brash, I wanted to stop and do a quick little break to tell you my thoughts on the games, the two of theirs that I owned, and what I thought of them. When it comes to the very first game I ever bought from them, Jumper, I didn't mind it. Yeah, it's nowhere near perfect, but if you've watched any of my shows by now, you know that I really love simple, fun little games. And to me, Jumper was just a simple, fun little game, a little quick, in my opinion, hack and slash where you just platformed and just teleported all over the room just to knife down a few guys. No, I don't remember the story. No, I don't remember anything about this game. And I didn't even know when I bought this game as a kid that it was based on a movie. I never heard of Jumper or ever seen it. I just got it because the cover looked cool and you get teleporting powers, so I bought it. And for the Jumper game, I don't mind it. It's actually pretty fun. I thought it was, yes, simple for its time, but it's fun. And then later on, I got the Alvin and the Chipmunks game later. Oh boy, the movie I think is just fine. When it comes to the movie, I think it's just fine, just like a fun throwaway you could put in the background for a good distraction. But when it comes to the game, no joke, I actually 100% of this game. It was the summer. I was around, I think, like 9 or 10 or 11, and I was really bored. So I just said, you know what, why not? I like Guitar Hero, put it in. And I spent all my time in that summer just 100% in the Alvin and the Chipmunks video game, unlocking all the songs, etc. But it's just okay. It's literally just a Guitar Hero game if you have no guitar or nothing to use. I'm well aware there's a Wii version, but from what I see online, the Wii version is just worse, and even the reviews reflect that. So I thought it was fine, just hit the star when it hits the right corner. Yeah, it's very boring, but the music was good at least. And yep, so those were my quick thoughts on what I thought of the two video games that I actually had growing up. Alright, let's move on. Despite all that happened, many Brash employees still had hope that the company could have not only survived but actually turned a corner due to finally getting bigger titles to work on, such as the Saw franchise, Clash of the Titans, as mentioned before, Superman, and Night at the Museum 2, which were actually in development and ready to release in the next 2 years. And unlike their first few titles, these next games were going to be given actual development time and they were going to be taken much more seriously. Even Patrick Sweeney, Brash's former general counsel, had this to say on the matter.
It didn't have to end this way. There were a lot of talented people there at all levels, and the quality of the games was already starting to improve, and would have continued to do so.
But sadly, behind the scenes, things were still bad. Many were still fighting over Brash's future direction throughout the year. One most frequent distraction was a multiplayer online game focused on stock trading called Wall Street, a passion project for Davis that was universally disliked by employees at Brash, and employees say decisions like that kept morale very low throughout the year. Dude, can you just imagine if that was actually made? Can you imagine a game like that actually being taken seriously? Like, how would that look like? Dude, come on, I mean it. I got 5 shares of Globulin Green with 2 shares of the Gliblock Company, and you know that shit's turning a corner. You know that shit's turning a corner. Come on, man, don't ruin this fucking deal with me. Just say yes, and we'll be able to get you a 50% cut. Come on, man. 50 shares.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'll take the cut.
Fuck yeah, that's how it's done. I am so gonna be a millionaire in no time. Alright, anyways, let's get back to it. Until finally, they burned through their $400 million investment so badly that come fall, they tried everything to save the company, from raising new funds to talking to potential saviors, including Lionsgate and Ham Saban, about acquisition, but none of that worked out, and Brash was forced to stop paying its developers, which led to 2 lawsuits and more unknown ones within the works, which led to them either giving their game rights back to the original owners or having them bought by other game publishers. And I'm not kidding either. Look at this. On my research, you're able to pull up the whole list of games Brash was actually able to release and the ones they had to give away. And I mean, look at this. They were only able to get 4 games done, and Saw and stuff went to other publishers. Like Saw went to Konami, Clash of the Titans went to Bandai Namco, and one thing I find so funny, Six Flags Fun Park game. The Six Flags game, they were only able to release the portable versions. They weren't even around long enough to release it on console. They had to just give up the console version to Ubisoft. I mean, that's really gotta be sad when you couldn't even do both. And finally, after this, all this happened on November 14th of 2008, finally, Brash ran out of cash and was forced to shut down. Many ex-employees are bitter and some blame specific individuals for the company's fate, but all in all, they still agree that the idea of Brash and the original vision they were trying to create was still great, and when starting out, thought that they had a lot of potential and agree that things shouldn't have ended this way as badly as it did, and so soon. The fact it ended so quickly was a shock to everybody. Larry Shapiro, the Outworld Inhabitants' new president at the time of this, had this to say on Brash's fall.
There was some great talent and a lot of potential, but the company was managed by looking in the rear-view mirror and then crashed with the future promise right in front of it.
Look, over the years, Brash's short life has become a cautionary tale of how a simple, promising idea can just fall and crumble so fast by just sheer incompetence and a lack of care. It could have worked, but they were sloppy and unfocused and kept fighting each other instead of sticking to their vision. And the fact that they fell after only a year says a lot. I mean, dude, THQ lasted 23 whole years before they fell. And they were known mostly just for releasing games based on shows and movies. I mean, they were Nickelodeon's main publisher. So it does say a lot, but at the same time, even now, this idea still works with publishers, such as Game Mill, that just does games based on shows and movies at a lower cost and a low budget. And hey, they found a way to make it work out, and are still around as of the making of this video. So I guess I'll leave the video by saying, listen, as long as you make the game fun and enjoy making it with a great team and a good vision, it can work. Don't let what happened to Brash happen to any of you that are inspiring to go into the developmental world of gaming. It works. You just need to remember to keep your head on straight, have a good vision, have fun when you're doing it, make it fun, and you'll make it. So that was the story and downfall of Brash Entertainment. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. This was my first time doing research and cobbling it together and doing a whole thing, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure you guys check out TheChillCouch, me, and Big Stingrays, and my buddy Blank's new project. New videos there every week, so I hope you guys give it a look, and I'll see you guys later for some new episodes, or maybe another project like this once in a while. See you guys.